To get us started, we need to clear up a big misunderstanding. When we hear the word boundaries, we often think of walls, cold, hard stone meant to shut the world out. But in a healthy life, a boundary isn't a wall at all. It's more like a framework. Think of it as the foundation of a house. It defines where your space begins and where you can safely welcome others in. This is the vital link between having boundaries and being assertive. One cannot work without the other. Your boundaries are the what, the rules that protect your self-respect. Assertiveness is the how, the calm, steady voice you use to make sure those rules are followed. When you connect these two, you aren't just protecting yourself, you're actually making it easier for people to connect with you. Because when everyone knows where the lines are drawn, you create a space built on respect rather than guesswork. It's not about keeping people away, it's about teaching them how to love and respect the real you. Imagine, if you will, a boundary. Not merely a wall that keeps others at bay. Rather, envision it as a map guiding souls to the sacred territory of your personal space. It's an invisible line, a gentle whisper to the world proclaiming, "This is who I am, and here is where I begin." In the realm of psychology, these lines serve as your very first line of self-defense. They are your house rules, the sacred guidelines of your existence. They delineate what is acceptable and what is not, dictating how one might speak to you or how they ought to honor your time and your belongings. But alas, when these lines are blurred or feeble, we often find ourselves ensnared in the web of unhealthy dependence, losing our own voices just to appease another. Conversely, if our boundaries are too thick and unyielding, we risk plunging into total isolation, casting everyone aside. The noble pursuit is to discover that harmonious middle ground, known as interdependence. Here you can draw close to others, nurture them, and offer support, all while standing tall in your own power. It's about weaving connections without the peril of losing your essence. Recognizing boundary violations. You might not always realize your boundaries are being crossed until that heavy feeling of emotional drain washes over you. It's like that slow leak in a tire. You may not see it happening, but eventually you find yourself running on empty, don't you? Now, what might these violations look like, you ask? Well, picture this. Someone makes demands instead of simple requests. They betray your trust, sharing your private information without a second thought. Or perhaps they speak to you in that patronizing tone, as if you're beneath them. How utterly frustrating. But the biggest warning signs, they aren't always about what the other person does. No. They're about how you feel inside. We call these the red flags. If you're feeling like you're walking on eggshells just to keep the peace, or if you're constantly doing things you loathe to avoid conflict, pay attention. If you find yourself caring for everyone else's needs while your own are left in the dust, that's your inner alarm blaring. It's a clear sign that your boundaries don't just need a little tweak, they need a complete reset. In the journey of safeguarding your tranquility, consider assertiveness as your most trusted companion. Picture it, if you will, as the serene balance nestled between two turbulent extremes that can often lead us astray. On one end, we find surrender. This is the passive state, the moment when you relinquish your own desires, bending over backwards just to ensure everyone else wears a smile. But then, on the opposite side, we encounter aggressiveness. A stark contrast, indeed. It's the forceful push, the relentless will imposed upon others, disregarding their feelings entirely. But behold, assertiveness emerges as that golden sweet spot right in the center. It embodies the power to articulate your needs and feelings with clarity, yet does so in a manner that remains both direct and respectful. It's not a battle for supremacy or a competition to be the loudest voice in the room. No, it's about honoring your own rights while simultaneously acknowledging the rights of the individual standing before you. When you embrace assertiveness, you neither attack nor retreat into the shadows, you simply exist, authentically, and beautifully real. How do we truly bring this knowledge into our daily existence? Imagine it as a treasure trove of skills waiting for us to polish and refine each and every day. Let us begin with the essence of open communication. Oh, how tempting it may be to drop subtle hints or to wait in vain for others to uncover what lies within our hearts. But no, we must be bold, be direct, be honest about our needs. Yet, let us not forget this is a beautiful dance, a two-way street. We must also listen to understand. Even when the voices clash and disagreement reigns, showing respect is the bridge that allows our boundaries to be heard and embraced. Now, we come to a profound truth. Control the controllable. This one resonates deeply. We must accept the undeniable reality that we cannot change how others choose to act. Our true power lies solely in our own responses and where we draw our sacred limits. And finally, let us not overlook the magic of body language. Words may declare a firm no, but does our body whisper, "I'm sorry"? We must keep our voices steady, our hearts calm, and ensure our physical presence resonates harmoniously with our assertive words. When our body and voice unite as one, our boundaries stand tall and proud, impossible to ignore. What a powerful notion. So, how do we actually put this into practice? Imagine, if you will, a magnificent set of skills, ones that you can hone and sharpen each day like a master craftsman. First, it begins with the golden principle of open communication. Do not drop hints like breadcrumbs in a forest, hoping someone will find their way to your heart. No, be bold, be direct. Speak your truth with clarity and honesty. But remember, dear friends, this is a two-way street. You must also listen to understand. Even if your heart is brimming with disagreement, showing respect is the key that unlocks the door to mutual understanding. It allows them to hear your boundaries too. Next, you must control the controllable. This is a vital truth. You cannot change how others behave, no. That is not your realm. What you can control, with grace and intention, is your own response and the limits you choose to set. Now, let us wrap this up with a profound reflection. Setting healthy boundaries is not about pushing people away or erecting impenetrable walls. It is the very opposite. It is about creating a sanctuary, a safe and clear space where trust and support can bloom like flowers in spring. When you blend emotional awareness, knowing how you feel with assertive communication, expressing your needs, you unleash something truly powerful. You protect your personal power. You stop feeling drained and begin to feel respected. At the end of the day, dear friends, it's essential to understand that boundaries don't ruin relationships, they save them. They're like the gentle embrace of a warm hug, allowing you to be your most authentic self. Picture this. They help you build connections that are not just strong, but honest and built to last through the tempests of life. It's not merely about safety, it's about liberation. It's about the freedom to be unapologetically you. Embrace those boundaries, for they are the very pillars that uphold the beautiful structure of our relationships.